starting a farm from abroad and you want to start a farm in Africa, want to do, because it means you working remotely. And when you check it, we are not talking about tech here. We are not talking about technology where you can just stay at your house and be controlling it. We are talking about a practical business, a business that you must be able to do it practically. And we're also talking about a business that you want to do with people that most of them are not educated. By educated, I mean they are not probably at your level per se in terms of exposure, in terms of experience. But is it worth it to start up a farm from abroad and you manage it in Africa? Is it worth it? I will tell you yes. And the reason why I will tell you yes is because I've had a privilege of visiting some farms here, and I see that some of these farms are generational farms. Some of these farms have been here for the past 100 years, for the past 150 years. Like they will be telling you, my grandfather, my great-grandfather, like third generation, fourth generation farms. It's very hard to see such type of farms in Africa. I know it is very hard to see such farms in Nigeria too. So now the question is, can we create such type of farms in Africa? Is it worth it? To answer this, we need to know why you really want to start a farm in Africa. If you really want to start a farm in Africa as a retirement plan, then your motive or your way of doing the farm should be entirely different. It should be entirely different from someone that wants to start a farm because he wants to build generational wealth. Now, this is two different things. You might need to get a biro in order for us to talk about. If you want to start a farm, and this farm you want to start it as a retirement plan and not as a generational farm, then your type of land, the type of land you choose to buy, your farm setup should be different from someone that is starting a farm that is a generational farm. You need to consider is the type of farming you want to do. What is the type of farming? Tell yourself, what type of farming do I want to do? Please, do not choose a farm because you just felt that that farm is profitable. Have you done research about it? Is it selling in your area? For instance, someone that is a Christian and is based in Kano cannot say that because I am based in Kano, I'll be returning back to Kano to do pig farming. Your market for pig farming in Kano will be limited. You understand? Someone that is doing pig farming should be in cities that like eating pig. For instance, people that are in Benue State, they love pigs. You know, someone that is in Abuja can do pig farming because there is big market for it there. You understand? So it makes sense that you also reason, what is the type of farming that I want to do? Be clear about it. Don't jump and try to do everything at the same time. Try to focus and narrow it. If you are running an integrated farm and you have the money to run it, it is good to have it on paper. But please do not try to start it all at once. Gain mastery in one, you understand? And when you gain mastery in that one, you can now choose to move to another one. Understand what I'm saying? Let me rephrase it in another form so that you understand, because even me, I'm trying to confuse myself. But look at what I'm trying to tell you. Most of the people that stay in diaspora have their children and family living with them in the diaspora. And because they have their family in the diaspora, 90% of the time, those children will not agree to come back to Nigeria in order to be farming. 90% of the time, those children will like to continue to live their life here. They have gone to school here. They have friends here. Moving them from here back to Africa is like, oh my God. Most of them will tell you never. They are not going back there. Now you have a plan as their dad. I'm going back home. I cannot retire here. But you have this plan. You now go about and you go and buy a land in the village. You buy a 20-acre land in the village and you want to farm all of them in the village. Look at retiring, trying to buy those land in the village is good if it is a piece of real estate. But if you really want to retire in peace and security, I think you should also consider doing urban farming. You have stayed in the town. You can choose the capital of your city if you do not want to go to places like Abuja to go and live when you come back to maybe Nigeria. I'm using Nigeria for instance. Ghana, you don't want to go to Accra. You don't want to go to cities to live when you come back to Africa. You feel that you want to also stay inside the villages. You should consider your security. Okay? So if you want to set up your farm as an urban farm, it is now time for you to start building the structure, the system, even before you retire and go back home. The first thing you need to do is the land. Consider buying land where you have access. Access means like road, so that it is not very hard. It is not you now that you use money and start doing the road. Another thing you need to consider is how the reporting system of your farm should be. I will advise you, if you are starting a farm and your plan is to live abroad and own that farm in Africa, I will advise you that you should not play with technology no matter what. Do not play with things like CCTV. Do not play with things like WhatsApp, ordinary WhatsApp reporting template. Do not play with it. Because if you make your workers to be relaxed and they see that they don't need to report anything to you, they don't need to show you what they are doing, at the end of the day, you will just be making money here and dashing people back home, and they don't care. They will eat up everything and still leave you in debt. And in fact, they will still call you the bad person, that you are trying to use them, that you are the one trying to use them. Okay? So your setup should be very important. Now, if you are building a generational farm and you need to buy hectares of land, please do not move from here to Africa immediately. Try to secure the land, do the documentation of the land, and then start very small. Build a team and start managing here before you go back home. This is because of expectation. I would like to give you an example with a very popular transport company called God is Good. God is Good Transportation. For those that are in Nigeria and they know about God is Good Transportation, it normally run Lagos to Abuja, Lagos to Port Harcourt, and sometimes it go to other West African countries. Now, this God is Good Motors is owned by the dad. The dad was into transportation. The son traveled abroad after school and all that. He came back and he transformed God is Good to GIG. He transformed God is Good from just being an ordinary transportation system. He now transferred it to a more logistics system. Okay? They are now into logistics. They are now into many other things. This is also the same thing with farming. You should know that your farm, you might not be able to achieve all the dreams that you hope on the farm. You hope that the farm will become so big that this thing will be happening in the farm, that thing will be happening. The truth is that it might not happen in your lifetime. It might be your son that will continue. So when you buy those big lands in Ogun State, when you buy those big lands in Benue, do not try to do everything at once at those lands, because that is exactly where people have problem. I'll give you an example in my farm. Even though I was living in Nigeria at that time, we bought plenty land, about 10 hectares of land. But we were not using all of it. We created the ones we could use. And the other ones, we even left it not fenced. Not fenced. We just left it, and then we concentrated on the one we are using. I have been to farms here that even in those farms, they will show you areas that they have not cultivated for the past 70 years. These are active farms that are doing well here in the West, but they are not trying to use up all the land at the same time. Okay? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense. So please, try to make sure that you do not allow maybe village pride to make you, oh, I want to use all the land at the same time. Another tip that can help you is your accountability. What is your system? What is your payment system? Absolute power corrupts absolutely. If you give your manager at the farm too much power, you might be doing very big mistake. If you give your manager too much power, he's handling money, you say, okay, we handle, the money goes into his account because he needs to buy feed. Don't try it. Don't try it. Create a payment system the same way that you have account in Africa. Create a payment system so that you'll be able, you'll be able to pay the money from here. If they go to buy feed, let them buy feed. Transfer the money from here. Use third party. If it is essential for you, even use third party. A manager that have not seen 100,000 naira in his account, the manager all of a sudden is the one that is seeing 1 million naira sales. What do you think will happen to him? He will start wanting to be like you. In the Bible, Satan was with God and he was seeing all the miracles. He was seeing how God was creating everything. Satan wanted to be like God, and that was why he disobeyed. What about Adam and Eve? They saw how God created the garden. They saw all the beautiful things. God now gave them responsibility, saying, name these animals, do this. Adam and Eve now wanted to be like God, to know good and bad. If you give the manager of your farm too much power, especially when it comes to finance, you are going to be breeding someone that will be thinking about how he can get some money and japa. That is what is running there right now. So everybody will be thinking about how he can go and open his own farm. Have you seen people that are into transportation business? The reason why the transport business fell is that the drivers will go and they are the one collecting money from the passengers. When they see all those big money, what now happen is that they try to say, oh boy, now all this money I go give Oga. They now start to try to open their own. Anybody that does any transaction with your manager and pay money into the manager's account does that at his own risk. And that is why you need a lawyer. You should be kissing your lawyer. You need a lawyer, and make sure that they understand what it means. You can use 100,000 naira to recover your 5,000 naira. You can use 1 million naira to recover your 10,000 naira, your 100,000 naira fraud. Do not allow them to get it easy. Okay? Accountability. Accountability. And now, vision. What is your vision? Is your vision to run a very mini farm? Is your vision to run a big farm? Again, I will tell you this. If you want to run farm from abroad, consider running an urban farm, at least for now that you are still staying abroad. Because an urban farm is what will give you opportunity. Nobody will be giving you that there is no network in the farm. That is why your CCTV is not working. Nobody will be telling you that, hey, that there is no network. That is why they could not send their report. You'll be able to connect with some people that you can run training at the farm. Okay? There are so many tips that you can apply. Okay? You can decide to join my WhatsApp group. It is 50,000 naira. You can send a message and you see practical tips on how I am managing my farm while living abroad. Send a message to +234 5321 6310. What I will be offering you is my template, what I'm using at the farm right now, to run my farm remotely. I am also going to be doing a one-on-one with you to discuss your farm personally and see how we can set up your farm right now, and your farm will be on profit. My name is Simeon Odi, and if you have not subscribed to this channel, please do well to subscribe. I will see you in the next video. Thank you.